From my end, I want to sincerely apologize that I wasn't available yesterday to deliver part of the lecture. I hope my apology is accepted. And without much ado, we'd like to first of all thank everybody for making it down to this program today. May Allah reward us abundantly. I want to thank our ustaz too, Imam Badiwa, for making it down very promptly. May Allah reward you abundantly, sir. It's on that on you to please commence your presentation. You have the floor, sir. Ali Imam, you can unmute yourself.
Okay,
sir. Yeah. We can hear you now.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده سيدنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. All thanks and praises
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The Lord of the worlds, who has guided us to this path of rectitude, the path of Al-Islam, the path to Jannah. We thank him for this favor and opportunity. We adore him. We seek for Allah's mercy and blessings upon our teacher, our leader, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and upon members of his worthy household, his courageous companions, and the generality of the Muslim Ummah till the day of account. My brothers in Islam, I am humbled to stand before you this evening to present Tafseer al-Qur'an, despite my deficiencies. I pray unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide my thoughts, to guide my tongue, and to make me clear in speech. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us all abundantly. The Juzu we are reading today is Juzu 16. And this Juzu is comprised of about 3 surah from the Holy Quran. The last part of Surah Al-Kahf, Surah Al-Maryam, and Surah Al-Ta'a. Yes, I see this as means of strengthening our faith in the deen. And it is the challenge therein is the way and manner we are going to struggle to be part of the team, to be part of the people that will join the people of the past, the Salaf, that will join the people who really worked hard to achieve their ultimate goal in life, which is Jannah. It's an opportunity for us. This is the month of Ramadan. We have every cause to thank Allah who has spared our lives to witness this month. This is the month of reward bonanza. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has really honored the children of Adam. He has really honored the generation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Having this kind of opportunity, you know, a month in which just ibadah of a night will fetch you rewards that is more than the ibadah of 1,000, 1,000 nights. That is over 83 years. So this is the month of bonanza. That every deed, good deeds we embark upon in this very month will have reward times 10 times 70 of it. This is the period of, reward. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count us among those people who will benefit from this month and will benefit from the rewards, accrued from our fasting in this month of Ramadan. To start with, I will want to tell us in Surah Al-Kahf, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it is coincident, wants us to, know about the story of Musa and Khidr. That is exactly the portion, the Jews started from. And during this period, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was, being asked to learn from Khidr. He didn't have any choice. This is instruction from Allah. So meaning that knowledge is imperative. There is nothing you can do in Islam without knowledge. And we need to even ask Allah to grant us beneficial knowledge. And Musa was very, very knowledgeable. So the thing just came into his mind. Anna Rabibul Kusur. I was brought up, in the palace. If it is knowledge, I have the knowledge, I have, inspiration from Allah. Yes, I don't think there is anyone again who knows better than I do. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed him to make the journey, meet our servants that we have bestowed upon knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed Khidr, beneficial knowledge. But Khidr was not known for anything. He was not known at all. But it was Musa that made him known. He went to him. Musa was accompanied by Yusha bin Nun. He was a small boy then. This is the boy that eventually pleaded with Allah to guide the children of Israel to the promised land after the death of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. But what I'm trying to bring out here without wasting our time is importance of knowledge. And knowledge does not come easy. So it comes with pain. So we have to be patient. That is exactly what we have to learn from, Musa, the story of Musa and Khidr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with them. This is very, very important. If you know, the first revelation to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was read. It is knowledge. But unfortunately today, I don't know why Muslims will be backward when it comes to knowledge. So it's everything about Islam is knowledge. There is nothing you can do in Islam without knowledge. So you cannot do anything based on your own thinking. It has to be with authoritative knowledge. So that is very, very key. And besides that, in the same Surah Al-Kahf, we have story of Dhul-Qarnayn. He was a righteous, righteous person, righteous leader. So he was, his dawah is Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy anil Munkar, commanding what is good and forbidding evil. And he did that from the east to the west. So he came across the people of Gog and Magog. They contacted and contracted to him, construction of a barrier between, people and these evil people. So, and at the end of the day, he erected it for them. So he did not even ask for any reward from them. He only said, assist me with your men. Then I will do what you want me to do for you. And he did it. he fenced them out. And this barrier, there was a day in Medina, Rasulullah just woke up in the night. And when, he was being asked the reason, he woke up and, he exclaimed. Now, they now told him that, look, it's, he had a sound. And that sound seems like the wall of Gog and Magog is about to, they were about to create a kind of a hole. They are about to crush, the wall. So that is telling you that yes, the end of the world is fast approaching, because they were known for evil. So we have to make sure that we learn a lesson from the story of QUR'AN. First lesson is that we have to, stand in for Islam. We are all khulafa'ullah al-ard. We are all vicegerents of Allah on the surface of the earth. All of us. We are all servants of Allah. Because of that, we have responsibility to command what is good and forbid evil. Even if you are not an imam, you are not a preacher, you are a leader in your home. So you have to make sure that you guard and protect your own family. You have to protect your family, yourself, from the punishment of the hereafter. So doing that, the only way of doing that is to make sure that you command them to do what is good and you forbid them from doing evil. And if you look at the story, the way it was narrated, you find out that yes, it was telling them, if you believe in Allah, this is your reward. If you believe and do righteous and act righteously, this is your reward. If you refuse, this is your punishment. That was the target. It's all about righteousness and the reward of righteousness. And if you do otherwise, then you see the consequence of, sinning against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is there in the, subsequent ayah. If you choose to do evil, then you see the consequence. You will be punished not only in this world and in the hereafter.
ظلم فسوف نعذبه ثم نرد إلى ربه فيعذبه عذابا نكرا.
If you choose to do evil, to oppress people, if you choose to disbelieve, then you shall be returned back to your Lord and you shall be punished accordingly. That is, regarding the story of QUR'AN. And if you look at the entire Juz 16, it is all about story. If you move from there to Surah Al-Maryam, you find out that Surah Al-Maryam is all about the story of the first story in Surah Al-Maryam is about Prophet Zakaria alayhi salatu wasalam and his challenges of having a child. So eventually Allah wanted to show us that he can do impossibilities. What you feel is not possible at all, Allah can do it. He was already old. The wife too, old. He was not expecting anything, but he was calling on Allah. He's been calling on Allah, and he said that he has never been unfortunate in his request. Yes, this is mentioned of our servant by the name Zachariah.
إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا.
When he called on his Lord with fear,
قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا.
and he confessed. That is the true nature. That is his true nature at that particular time. This is gray hair. Even my bones are weak. How do I do it? This is my request. I will not cease to ask.
ولم أكن بدعائك رب شقيا.
I have never been unfortunate regarding my request to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will surely grant. That is what I know. But this only one Allah is not giving me. It's like he has lost hope.
وإني خفت الموالي من ورائي وكانت امرأتي عاقرا.
My concern is who is going to really stand for me after I leave? Who is going to inherit this work from me? And now my wife is aged.
فهب لي من لدنك وليا.
What am I now asking for may not even be a son again, a child again. What I'm looking for is just a wali, somebody to stand in for me.
يرثني ويرث من آل يعقوب.
That is going to inherit me and inherit the family of Yaqub.
واجعله ربي رضيا.
And Allah will be pleased with. That is exactly who he is looking for. He was looking for someone who is going to inherit the work of Allah, this Amr bin Maruf wa Nahyu anil Munkar from him. Someone who is going to take over, someone who is going to continue the work after it might have passed on.
قال رب هب لي من لدنك ذرية طيبة.
His request has been that, oh Allah, grant me good children, grant me good child. And you are the one who answers prayer. He was the one who answers prayer. I'm sorry, I'm using two stones and one stone to kill two birds. So we are in Tafseer inside the mosque, and we have someone who needed our attention. Yeah, that is the story of Prophet Zachariah asking for his son. Even at that particular time when it was not possible, Allah made it possible. He gave him a son with customized name, Yahya.
يا زكريا إنا نبشرك بغلام اسمه يحيى.
Allah gave him customized name. We give you glad tidings of a child, of a male child. We are going to give you a male child, and his name would be Yahya.
لم نجعل له من قبل سميا.
No one has ever bore that name. He was the first person to be named Yahya. That is why it is customized. So this is Prophet Zachariah. What that is telling us is, yes, Islam is a religion that you have to really approach with knowledge. But at the same time, faith is very, very key. Faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This Allah we are talking about is capable of doing anything. He has no difficulty in doing anything. Talk of, just mention anything. And even if you this thing is impossible, only Zakaria. Immediately after that, he mentioned that of Maryam. Maryam too, the same way Zachariah, Maryam was nurtured by Zachariah.
واذكر في الكتاب مريم إذ انتبذت من مكانا فاتخذهم حجابا فأرسلنا فتمثل لها قالت إني أعوذ بالرحمن منك إن كنت تقيا قال إنما أنا رسول ربك لأهب لك غلاما زكيا قالت أنى يكون لي غلام ولم يمسسني بشر ولم أك بغيا قال كذلك قال ربك هو آية للناس وكان أمرا مقضيا.
Look at the narration. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wanted to balance creation. We have Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. He has no father, no mother. We have Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, a mother but no father. Allah, that is to tell you, normally we know that you must have a wife to have a child. You must have a husband to have a child. That is the normal thing. Allah created Hawa from Adam. We assume that she had a father, but no mother. We have mothers, we have fathers. We have mothers, we have fathers. But Allah wanted to balance everything. Then He created, Nabiyullah Isa alayhi salatu wasalam from Maryam alayhi salatu wasalam without a father. This is another impossibility. Allah combined the two in this to tell us that we are talking about the Lord, we are talking about possibility. Does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does what He wills. When He intends to do a thing, He will just say be, and it was. Whatever He wants to do, He does not need to put material things together. It is just to say be, and it will immediately. So when you see this, when they are calling you to this kind of a God, they are calling you to, omnipotent God who has power over all things and has power to do anything, whether with means or without means. In spite of anything, Allah can do anything. So that is to tell you, faith is very, very important. Faith plus knowledge is what we've been able to point out from these two, surah, and that is Surah Al-Kahf and Surah Maryam. And Allah in this very same surah mentioned some other messengers of His. Number one, he mentioned Ibrahim.
واذكر في الكتاب إبراهيم إنه كان صديقا نبيا.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, remember in the book of Ibrahim. This Ibrahim we are talking about is a true, messenger of Allah and a prophet.
إذ قال لأبيه يا أبت لم تعبد ما لا يسمع ولا يبصر ولا يغني عنك شيئا.
His own is having knowledge, having gotten the knowledge, about his Lord, and he believes in that God, believes in his power. Then the next thing is to approach people around him. Then he told his father, why do you worship something that can neither, harm or hurt or, benefit you? Why? Why will you worship a God that cannot, that cannot do you any favor, and at the same time cannot harm you? So why will you worship that kind of a God? The God we are calling you to is God that is powerful and has he has power to do all things. So he went direct and hit the father, and the father didn't have any choice, because he didn't have any choice. But despite he did not accept, but he knew what he was saying was true. The only thing is, the father has been deep. He has been deep in that, worship of idol. In fact, one of the priests of the town, one of the chiefs in the palace. So when you say the priest, the head of the priest, then that means you want to remove me from this position, and at the same time you want to humiliate me. What kind of a child is this? The father did not agree with him. Allah mentioned about Ibrahim. If you look at the story of Ibrahim, it is all about, moving away from associating partners with Allah. And anywhere Allah talks about Ibrahim, he will tell you, وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ مِلَّةَ أَبِيكُمْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. The part of your father Ibrahim is all about no shirk, zero tolerance to associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is how it should be. If you have the knowledge and you have the faith, then the next thing is sibat. It is about conviction, steadfastness, and what you call firmness upon the faith. That is what is needed at that particular time. And Ibrahim had to, had to display this. And eventually, because of his, to cut the long story short, he was expelled from the city. He had to migrate from that city. He did not when I say cut the story short, you know what I mean, because he was eventually thrown into fire. They wanted to kill him. They didn't want him at all to exist again. Complete annihilation. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected him. That is another impossibility. If you think that if you have not understood, this is another impossibility. Is it possible to throw somebody into fire and he will come out of the fire unhurt, except the rope with which they tied his hands? So that all that is put to us in the Quran about Ibrahim alayhi salam. And he is the father of faith. You can see the way he established the faith in Syria, in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia of today. We can see where Ibrahim worked then. We can still see that Islam, being that Islam triumphing in those areas. Then Allah mentioned about Prophet Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, who happens to be his son.
واذكر في الكتاب إسماعيل إنه كان صادق الوعد وكان رسولا نبيا.
Allah mentioned the story of Ismail. He was a true prophet of Allah and a true messenger.
وكان يأمر أهله بالصلاة والزكاة وكان عند ربه مرضيا.
Allah was pleased with Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah was pleased with him for two things. He commands his family to do what is good and forbids them from doing evil. And that is to tell you that every Muslim today, every Muslim, every time, this is our mission. Allah mentioned Ismail, he mentioned Musa alayhi salatu wasalam.
واذكر في الكتاب موسى إنه كان مخلصا وكان رسولا نبيا.
He was most sincere. Musa was a sincere prophet of Allah and a message. Look at the accolades. Look at what Allah used to describe each of them. Prophet and messenger. Mukhlason. Very, very sincere, pure. He was never one of the polytheists. Allah raised him. Even before Allah raised him, Allah told his enemy. Allah made his enemy to know that, look, I am bringing a messenger. I am bringing someone that is coming to pull you down. And that is, we can see the details of that in Surah Al-Qasas. Wherein Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them, the people up, we want to bring them down. And we want to make your people to inherit the land. To me, it was like another impossibility. But Allah made it possible. He made Fir'aun, to bring up Musa. He was trained in the palace. In fact, as at the time he was getting to the palace, that was the time Fir'aun wanted to kill all the male children because he was looking for this boy. He saw the boy, he could not do anything to him. It was another impossibility. So, who is the God you are worshiping? Who is the God I am worshiping? Is this same God this prophet worship? If that is the case, then we have to up our game in this day as dawah, workers. We have to up our games. We must not relent at all. Story Quran, in fact, story of Musa is the plentiest in the Quran. That's why Ibn Kathir said Quran is story of Musa. Which of his story do we want to, bring up now? That will not take all our time. His own story is the plentiest. But he had his own challenges too. At the point of commissioning, he thought he was not capable. And he was asking Allah to appoint his brother Harun to assist him in the effort. And at the end of the day, Allah showed him that yes, we always qualify the chosen. We always qualify the chosen. So Allah chose him and Allah qualified him because he thought that his brother would be able to do better. But when he went on call, when Allah called him to Sinai, he was away. Then the people delayed before he came back under the watch of his brother Harun. We can find that one too in the same Surah to Torah. But Eventually, a Musa that was brought up by angel misled his people. The Musa that was brought up by angel, one Musa, the prophet, was brought up by Pharaoh, a kafir. But the Musa Samiri was brought up by angel. And Musa Samiri was the one who misled his people. Allah said, we have tested your people. We have tested them. After you left them, we tested them, and Samiri misled them. Allah informed him before he got back. He was angry. He was angry because as he was leaving to Sinai, he was hasting, going back home to go and meet his people. Allah now asked him, why are you in a haste? He said, is that I want to go and meet my people so that I take them to you so that you can be pleased with them. With good intention. But Allah told him what happened in his absence. So he was not happy. You continue to find this kind of people in every setting, in every Muslim community. You must learn how to manage them. He asked him, why did you mislead these people? He said, don't hold me by my beard. I did not want to say things that will cause disunity among the children of Israel. He gave a reason. And Musa didn't have any option than to leave him. He left him alone. Then he had to continue with his people. The people of Musa, the children of Israel, they were so stubborn. Even as at the time he took them to the promised land and they saw the gate. And he told them to enter. I said, no, we are not going to enter. Why? They said, inside this place we have some oppressors there. We have some people inside this place, and they were stubborn people. Not only stubborn, they were oppressors. We will not enter this very city until they go out of that city. When they leave the city, then we will now enter. One of them, it was said that was Yushabu Nun, that was appealing to them. Enter now. Enter. When you enter, they will want to fight you. Allah will make you turn off over them. On Allah, you should put your trust if truly you are believers. قالوا يا موسى إنا لن ندخلها أبدا ما داموا فيها. He told Musa, in as much as these people were there, we will never enter. فاذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا. You and your Lord go there and fight. Said, اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا. You and your Lord, the two of you go there and fight. As for we sit down here. And Allah made them to tarry for 40 years. They could not locate the gate. They wanted to enter, they could not locate the gate again. Until that small boy, who happened to be companion of Musa, Yushabu Nun, supplicated Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sought Allah's forgiveness for them. And that was when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave them. They were a stubborn set of people. We have the same thing now, even the same set of people behind Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Maybe later we get there. So this is the last surah. That is Surah to Taha. The portion that really captured, that really caught my attention was where Allah says, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي.
ومن أعرض عن ذكري فإن له معيشة ضنكا.
Whoever abstains from my remembrance, from this Quran, whoever rejects, whoever refuses the guidance of the Quran, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنكًا. We shall make him to live a miserable life.
ونحشره يوم القيامة أعمى.
And on the day of resurrection, it shall be raised. They shall be raised and gathered blind.
قال رب لم حشرتني أعمى.
And they will ask Allah on the day of resurrection, why have you raised us blind?
وقد كنت بصيرا.
After all, when I was alive, I could see now.
قال كذلك أتتك آياتنا فنسيتها.
And Allah would say that that is the same way our signs came to you and you were blind to our signs.
وكذلك اليوم تنسى.
So we shall forget you blind today. We shall forget you blind, wandering about today. That sight will not be given to you. Look, this is the crux of the matter. We cannot run away from Allah's guidance. We cannot run away from Allah's injunction. Nabiyullah Yunus alayhi salatu wasalam was given the same task. He knew his people. Wallahi, he ran away. And as he was running away, just to cut the long story short, he found himself inside the river. Inside the river, a whale swallowed him. The fish swallowed him. He was helpless. If he was not part of those people that glorifies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will have continued to live inside the fish till the day of resurrection. This is the message that you can't run away from Allah. If Allah loves you, you continue to have problem, that problem will continue to push you back to him. You run away from the work of Allah, you face problem where you are going, you will be to come. During the time of the Prophet today, what happened during the Battle of Tabuk? That was the era of distress. They called them Jayshul Usra. That is soldiers of distress. The distance was just too far. The weather was harsh. No weapon to fight. No enough right. They were having 30,000 soldiers to march onto the battlefield. That was when Uthman bin Affan had to make up for what he missed at battle. And he equipped not less than 950 soldiers behind the Prophet. He gave Rasulullah 1,000 gold coins. Rasulullah was so overwhelmed that he was just drawing the coin like this in his hand and said, Uthman bin Affan, whatever you do after today doesn't count again. You don't know what you are going to do. The work of Allah you are going to do, Allah will just say, after today, whatever you do doesn't count again. You are inmate of Jannah. We don't know. We mustn't run away at all from the work. And we must not behave like, the people I want to bring their story. They were better than us. But Allah used their own story to guide us so that we know that this Islam is, you have to give 100% dedication. Allah does not even expect 99%, 100% dedication to the work. No, there mustn't be any distraction. You have come to this world, you have been created into toil and struggle, whether you like it or not. But that of Allah, you have made covenant with Allah. But the day you accepted La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, the day you say La ilaha illallah, Muhammad, you have entered into a covenant. And the covenant is, in Allah ashtara.
إن الله اشترى من المؤمنين أنفسهم وأموالهم بأن لهم الجنة.
Allah has purchased, since that day you entered into Islam, Allah has purchased your life, your own life, and your property in exchange for paradise. That is the covenant. You struggle, you fight in the cause of Allah, you may be killed, you may kill. That one, sure, because Allah has, purchased your, whatever happens to you, you know that you have sold your life and your property, and no complaint, because the paradise is there. You have already signed the contract that I will collect my reward in the year after. So there is no complaint over whatever happens to you in this world. That is, you have no excuse to disembark from the work of Allah. No excuse. At this particular time, the people behind the Prophet, 83 of them did not follow him to Tabuk. 83. Allah knew they were not going to fight, because it was Jubril that gave him the information that these Roman people, they were preparing to attack you. So instead of you waiting here to be attacked, it is better you meet them there. Then he started mobilizing his people. Then they left. 83 people did not follow him. Allah knew they were not going to fight. When they got there, the Roman fighter, the Roman soldiers did not show face. They ran away. Allah used to make people fear the Prophet for a journey of 1 month. The season of a journey of 1 month. That is one of the favors of Allah. Allah has given him, and he has not given any other prophet. So when they knew he was coming, they did not show up. So he got there. They were faced with a lot of challenges, on their way. To cut the long story short, they came back not fighting. But when he got to the mosque, everybody started going, to meet him in the mosque, to congratulate him, to welcome him. Congratulate him, welcome him. Congratulations, you are victorious. You came back in peace, alhamdulillah. These 83 people too, they came. One after the other, they started giving excuses. All of them, 80 people presented excuses. 80 of them gave him excuses. And he said, so far you have given excuses, there is no problem. But 3 of them, 3 of them said, wallahi, most especially the most vibrant among them, that was Kabul Mali. Wallah, Rasulullah, you know that yes, I am eloquent. I can defend myself. I will not lie to you. I didn't have any excuse not to follow you to that battle. Then the second one, Murara bin Rabi. Murara bin Rabi'a now said, Ya Rasulullah, I did not have any excuse. That is just it. I don't know what to say. Then Ilal bin Umayyah too came and said, I did not have any excuse. The 3 of them did not have any excuse not to follow the Prophet to Tabuk. Then Rasulullah said, nobody should talk to them until Allah settles or exonerates them. Until Allah settles their case, until Allah exonerates them, forgive them, no one should talk to them. Even when he says taslim, when he to no response. For 40, he said, Kabul Malik said, he would pray in the mosque of the Prophet directly behind him. Rasulullah will turn back. He will greet him, Salam alaikum. Rasulullah will not respond. He said he almost died. He felt like dying. That why? For him, it is better for him to have died than to witness this kind of constriction. So that was what really happened to the three of them. They didn't know what to do. At times, he would climb the roof and stay on the roof. He will go to the marketplace. He will see people. He will they will not respond. If you talk to them, you should not talk to them. You exchange pleasantries with them. And that's all. He has, he has uncle, climbed his friend, enter his house. You know that I love the prophet. If you too, I greeted you, didn't respond. What exactly is the matter? What did the prophet tell you? That one was just looking at him like he didn't say anything. That was when he knew that he was in trouble. Is it the way he's going to live for the rest of his life? For a whole 40 days, no response. On the 40th day, when there was no response, then a letter came. Somebody entered the market. He didn't know that he was there. He didn't know that Kabun Malik was the one standing. He was asking, who is Kabun Malik? I have a letter for him. The man used to sell fruit. He used to transport fruit from, Gazan to Medina just to come and sell. So he now said, they now showed him, they said, this is Kabun Malik now. So he walked on to him and said, I have a letter for you. And from where? From the king of Gazan, the Roman king. What is the matter? He gave him the letter. He opened the letter. He saw him. They greeted him. I learned that your companion has done this, has been too harsh with you. The news has spread far wide to the Roman enclave. And when he got there, he said, when he saw the letter, the content of the letter, it treated you so, don't worry, come to us, we shall honor you. We will make you one of our leaders. We will grant you honor. We will do everything, well with you. That's the same way we have some of this thing happening today. Said, okay. He collected the letter and tore the letter. He got home, he burnt it. Said, I wouldn't want to read the letter the second time. Look at Shaitan presenting himself, to me. He got it. On that very same day, Rasulullah sent a message to the three of them. Yes, people have not been talking to you. To add to your punishment, you must not have any intimacy with your wives as from today. That's added the salt to the injury. No intimacy between you and your wife. And immediately, Kabun Malik asked his wife to go back to her father's house, until Allah, intervenes in his matter. The wife of Hilal came and said, my husband is old. He doesn't have a slave to take care of him. Can I take care of him? The only thing is that we will not allow intimacy. Said, is allowed. Kabun Malik said, I will not even say anything like that. I will not ask for anything. My wife should just go until Allah exonerates me. So it was like that till the 50th day. On the 50th day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala announced their forgiveness in Surah Tawbah. That is where Surah Tawbah takes its name. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that, I want to remember vividly the exact portion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala announced their Tawbah towards the end of Surah Tawbah. So Allah announced that He had accepted the Tawbah of the Prophet, of the Muhajirun and Ansar, and those who followed him. during the time of distress. Ayah 117.
لقد تاب الله على النبي والمهاجرين والأنصار الذين اتبعوه في ساعة العسرة من بعد ما كان يزيغ قلوب فريق منهم ثم تاب عليهم إنه بهم رؤوف رحيم.
The next.
يا أيها وعلى الثلاثة الذين خلفوا حتى إذا ضاقت عليهم الأرض بما رحبت وضاقت عليهم أنفسهم وظنوا أن لا ملجأ من الله إلا إليه ثم تاب عليهم ليتوبوا إن الله هو التواب الرحيم.
These two ayah came in respect of Battle of Tabuk. The Prophet himself, the Muhajirun and Ansar, and those who followed him during that period of distress, during that battle of distress, Battle of Tabuk. Allah said he had accepted their repentance. That Tabuk was an opportunity for all Muslims to have reward bonanza from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was the period of reward bonanza. Those who went, they didn't fight, they came back and they were all forgiven of their sins. And Allah mentioned Prophet himself as number one, the Muhajirun and Ansar who followed to that battle. Those who did not go were the ones now who didn't have any reason, but they wanted to have the same thing. Then they said, we didn't have any excuse. Then look at what they went through before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive them. That journey took them 1 month. Day 2, it was just 1 month less than this. Almost same day. But what they went through was worse. It was worse. So when Allah gives you opportunity to reap the fruit of your faith, don't run away. It is not always easy. It is during that difficult time. Even Badr was difficult. Battle of Badr was difficult. Muslims were fighting. And all of them who fought Badr, Rasulullah used to say, those of you who fought Badr, there is nothing we can do about it. It's like Allah SWT has forgiven all of you. When one of them did something that, that was Adi ibn Abi Balta, when during the conquest of Makkah, Rasulullah wanted to catch the Meccans unaware. He sent a letter through a woman to his family in Makkah that yes, Prophet is coming, so it is better pack your load now and leave. When we come there, we'll level everywhere. So he wanted the family out. He didn't want the entire. Not that he wanted to expose the Prophet coming, but he wanted to bring his family because his family were still in Makkah. Umar, when they now find out that he was the one, and Umar now said, this is betrayal. He has committed treason, and the punishment is death. Umar said, hand him over to me. Let me behead him. And Rasulullah said, you cannot do that. It's like Allah had said, all of you who fought, but whatever you do after doesn't count. All of you who fought Badr, whatever you do after does not count again. And that was the reason they could not punish Ali ibn Abi Bakr for that offense. So you don't joke with such, such a judgment of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Otherwise, what he did, the punishment is death. So Allah wanted to pick, some people for paradise. Just enter, just go there. You have your certificate of Jannah. When Ud came and they injured the Muslims and killed not less than 70 of the Sahaba of the Prophet sallallahu the people now started crying. People started trading blames. If they had not gone, they wouldn't have been killed. Allah says, "In yamsaskum qarhum faqad masal qawm qarhum."
يمسسكم قرح فقد مس القوم قرح مثله
وتلك الأيام
نداولها بين الناس وليعلم الله الذين آمنوا ويتخذ منكم شهداء والله لا يحب الظالمين.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here says, if now you've been hurt, you experience your own killing, injury, harm, it has touched some people, such as touched some people before now. After all, you killed them too during Badr. If during Hud they kill you, watilkal ayam, no, there will have been an us. Such are the days we exchange. We exchange among mankind. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't make it. So you made it during Badr. Now you couldn't make it now. There is nothing. It is just for me to know who amongst you are believers, and to take amongst you martyrs. I wanted some martyrs. I wanted to bless some people, with paradise, without accountability. Then I pick some of you, I pick 70 among you and honor them with martyrdom. Why are you complaining? Then Allah's one, وَلِمَحِصَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَيَمْحَقَ الْكَافِرِينَ.
وَلِيُمَحِّصَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَيَمْحَقَ الْكَافِرِينَ.
This is to purify the believers and to destroy, the disbelievers. And Allah exposed them. أَمْ أَحْسِبْتُمْ أَنْ تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ
وَلَمَّا يَعْلَمِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا وَيَعْلَمَ الصَّابِرِينَ.
It is to test your faith and your patience. If truly you have faith, you will be patient. Whatever challenges you are facing in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you must be patient. If truly you are truthful. Allah is not saying that you must get reward, you must get results now. It may take you an entire year. It is not even likely you get the result now, because Allah only wants you to be pushing the moving vehicle. Just get your own opportunity, get your own martyrdom and leave. You get your own certificate of paradise and leave. Others will continue. This is what Islam asks for us. Let us make sure that we put in our own quotas. Let us make sure that we dedicate our life, wealth into this effort. This is where success is. It is not, success is not in, the materials we are. All these things we are talking, that goal says, it is better than what you amass. It is better than what you amass. So this is, this summary of but when I was glancing through was the Maishat and because of just work in the deen or in the work of Islam, they drew back. And I see the way they live, but like it is not in any way different from what I read in this ayah. And they think that they are better. They think now that yes, they are living better. But when you have one-on-one talk with them, you know that they are suffering. You can't run away from your trouble. Wherever you go, run away, run to anywhere. Even until they have been tried. Because Allah said that
Okay. I believe Imam is having network issue. As soon as he's here, we'd like him to wrap up. We thank you all for our patience. As soon as he's back. Now, Imam is back. So we'd like you to wrap up, please. Jazakumullah khair. So we still can't hear you since the network is a bit crappy. Can you hear me, sir?
Not to understand. Not only that, why when you recite Quran, it will create an invisible.
Imam, sir, we can barely hear you any longer.
Between the life of all the messengers of Allah,
so we can barely hear you.
Way to live. How to live. What challenge?
I think it can log out and log in again, otherwise the network will continue that way.
You will surely try on.
Okay, so Imam, sir, if you can hear me, we were struggling to hear you. That's why I had to mute you. I will mute you now to see if the network is a bit better from your end. Can you hear me, sir? Imam, sir, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Okay. I believe it was about, yes, now it's better now. So we need to quickly wrap up so that we can take comments and questions.
Yes, that's exactly what.
Now. Okay, sir. Okay, sir, your network is still bad. So I will just move very quickly to the comment and questions part. So, brothers and sisters, if we have any question at the moment, I would like us to take questions or contributions so we can draw the curtain of this program to a close. So please, if you have questions, we can use the raise hand feature or we drop a question in the chat box. If you have questions, please. Questions, contributions, comments, we can please use the raise hand feature to signify. We can drop our questions in the chat box. Do we have any, please? Questions, contributions, comments. Now it's time for us to do that. Okay, there is a question in the chat box saying that how much can we have in the face of provocation in Ramadan? I am thinking the question is how much provocation can we have? I don't, that question is not quite clear, but that's the question in the chat box. Ma'am, by the way, can you please say something to know if your network is better now?
Yes. So can you hear
We
me?
still can't hear you, sir. Okay, now it's better now, sir. It's better.
So the question is, how much of patience can we have? I don't understand.
Okay.
I think his network is still bad.
Yes, it's bad. Yes, it's still very bad, sir. Imam sir, I will be very glad if you can help us to provide answer to the question in the chat box.
Yeah, yes, I just read it.
Okay, how much patience can
we have in the face of provocation in Ramadan? There are three types of patience, and they relate to three types of provocation. If the provocation is from the family and the subject is not deen, is not religion, it's not about a member of the family not wanting to worship Allah, there is no end to patience. It's just about simple matters. Family complaining about inadequacies of resources and so on. Your patience will be infinite. Number two, if it is neighbor and the subject is not deen, and it is not that somebody is trying to attack the deen, make fun of the prophet, bring down Islam, or physical attack, you can be patient to a large extent. The third one is a stranger. A stranger may not know you that you're a Muslim. To these two people, the first two, you simply say, I'm fasting, I'm fasting. But to a stranger, you caution him and tell him that though you are fasting, it should not take you too far, not take you for a ride, or take you for granted. If it is about the deen, warn the stranger that he should desist from attacking your deen and that you may retaliate if you have the capacity to do so. But retaliation should not be that, if, for example, if he abuses the prophet, you now abuse, he's a Christian, for example, you don't abuse Jesus. You don't abuse Jesus. You don't denigrate any part of a known ordinance of Allah in his religion. But if it's a kafir, there is no room for patience for a kafir in any case, at any rate. In Ramadan, you can fight. You can, there was, I think Badri was fought in Ramadan.
I'm guessing Imam has a bit of network issue as well. Oh, can we all hear him? I want to know if I'm not alone.
No, we can't hear him.
We can't hear him.
Okay. All right. He is kicked out already. I think Abuja network is not fine today. Okay. In that case, do we have any other comments before we have Imam back? Any comments? In the absence of any, I'd like to call on the national coordinator for his brief comment. National coordinator, sir.
We thank Allah for another exposition of the Quran we've learned today. It's another one.
So tó wá ti farabalẹ̀ kó follow steps.
Moderator mute just.
Wọ́n ti follow steps yẹn pé kò sí.
Can the moderator mute?
Done, sir.
We thank Allah for another session. We pray Almighty Allah to let us benefit in all this session and make it useful for all in this world as well and the year after. We thank our Imam, all the way from Abuja, and we thank Allah that our Chief Missioner, Professor Imam Tabiq Abdulaziz, is able to join us today. We pray Almighty Allah to be with all of us, increase our provision, accept all our sacrifices that we are making in Ramadan. We are already going down the hill now. Today is 16, like we have been told yesterday. Let us increase our activities in Ramadan so that we'll be able to have the best of the Ramadan. May Allah make us to witness more Ramadan in life. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah. By tomorrow morning, we have the joint askar, and then tomorrow evening, inshallah, we're going to have another episode of this Tafseer. We thank everybody for joining as usual, and we will be expecting us tomorrow, Bi'izna, for the two programs. Until then, we pray to Allah to be our guide and guide. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والحمد لله رب العالمين